the 12 Star Fairies.
The palatial buildings of Changdeokgung Palace. The main building of the Changdeokgung Palace is the Injeonjeon Hall. It's a large-scale building with 5 rooms in front and 4 rooms on the side. It looks like a 2-story building from the view of outside, but the inside of it is a 1-story building with a high ceiling. The main events of the country, such as the enthronements of the kings, the congratulatory ceremonies of the subjects, and the interview with the foreign ambassadors, were held in such a large and luxury way as to show the king's authority. In the front yard, the gravestones were erected in the same way as the Injeonjeon Hall, lining up on the both sides toward the center, civil officials in the east and military officials in the west. On the wooded stairs climbing up the Injeonjeon Hall, a pair of phoenixes flying the cloud, called tapdo, are carved. In the back of the royal seat, the painting of folding screen, the sun and moon and 5 peaks is set up, which shows the king's authority and power. Although the Injeonjeon Hall was quarter that was used in various ways, such as the installation of the crown prince, the examination for the civil officials, candidates, etc., but it could not avoid a tragedy in history. It was turned into ash 3 times by the fire, and suffered humiliation of stripping the baksok, stone pavement, from the front courtyard of Injeonjeon Hall. Seonjeonjeon Hall, a quarter located in the east side of the Injeonjeon, is a space for the daily work of the king and his subjects, discussing state affairs and debating their learning. The royal building like Injeonjeon, space for the state ceremony, was called the Jeongjeon, main hall, whereas Seonjeonjeon, the space for daily work, was called Pyeongjeon, royal council hall, and because Seonjeonjeon Hall was a space for work, the size of the building and the yard is smaller than that of the Injeonjeon Hall. Seonjeonjeon Hall, which means extending good policies widely, was unusually built with blue-tiled roof. It is said to be the only remaining blue-tile roof building among the existing palatial buildings. A corridor is attached to facilitate the movement of the king. The attached buildings on the left and right of the main building are called Usa and Danghu, respectively, where the state history official who recorded all events occurred in the royal court. Originally, the Seonjeonjeon Hall was surrounded by buildings like Seungjeongwon, Gungbang, Sojubang, etc., but all of them are now disappeared and only the empty land remains. It is an aspect that we can feel the vanity of the history. The quarters from the Donhwamun Gate to the Seonjeonjeon Hall is referred to Wejeon, hall in the palace's outer quarters, and from Hejeongdang is referred to Nejeon, hall in the palace's inner quarters, a personal space of the king and the royal family. In the beginning of the Joseon dynasty, Hejeongdang was merely the king's private dwelling, but it came to take on the character of royal council hall. It was the Hejeongdang that they could go to the state affairs with far more comfortable and unweighted mind than Seonjeonjeon. Hejeongdang was burned 3 times in the fire, and it was moved to the Gangneungjeon Hall of the Changdeokgung Palace for the construction during the 4th restoration. At that time, Joseon was much influenced by the West, so it was said that a lot of Western-style furniture was placed in Hejeongdang. The peculiar points of the Hejeongdang is porch shape, protruding front door which is similar to the Numaru, an upper floor. From that, often appears in traditional buildings in Korea, but there still are some westernized parts in the building.